Welcome to the Barker Podcast Collection.
Welcome to the Not Watching Podcast. My name's Rob Howard, and this week I'm joined by
Ian Bruce,
John Marson,
and Marcus Hurley.
You can contact us on email at notwatchingpodcast@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter at notwatchingpod. I think we're going to go full spoilers now for Mr. Robot. So if you haven't watched any of Mr. Robot, then please don't listen to this until you have. But we seriously recommend you do because it's a great show. So Ian's had to disappear for a moment because he hasn't watched all of Mr. Robot, but the rest of us all did. Amazing show and
weird,
full of many twists. I thought that I honestly didn't see coming at all, to be honest.
I didn't know where it was going. I didn't know where it started from, and I thought it was very. Is he gone?
You didn't see the twist coming, Rob?
I did.
I did as well.
No, but it all sort of fell into place for me. But like, I definitely didn't realise that was his sister.
By the way, yeah, we're going to massively spoil the crap out of this.
Yeah, I've said this. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, I didn't realise it was his sister, but I realised pretty early on that it was going to be a Fight Club style. Mr. Robot is him kind of thing. But as it turns out, it's actually his interpretation of what his dad would think about stuff.
Yeah. I thought that was quite nice because then you see why it's called Mr. Robot when you see the store and everything else, and I thought that's really quite good. But then he starts getting angry towards him, and maybe that's bad.
Yeah, when he's like punching himself in the face and stuff.
And he goes, "You know how weird this looks." Was this a kid? Yeah.
Yeah, it really is literally Fight Club.
The thing is, I did spot a few things like that when he first goes to the hacker group. I noticed none of them were looking at Christian Slater's character. Right from then, I kind of went, ooh, and it was in the back of my mind, the sort of, the inception of the idea that it might be a bit like Fight Club, because he says that he's not been taking his meds and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then, his spinning top, yeah. The spinning Ferris wheel.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, he also had pretty decent taste in music, if I remember correctly. He had Tool in his CD collection.
What, his dad or him?
Well, that's the question.
Yeah.
Maybe his dad was into it.
Oh no.
And they didn't really tie it all up, did they, at the end?
No, because they're doing at least 2 more seasons.
Well, they're definitely doing another one. I know about that.
I thought it was... okay.
But the actual finale was postponed a week because of the shooting in Virginia.
Yeah.
It wasn't really... It was on-screen shooting. It wasn't the same as what happened, the tragic events.
But it's the idea of a live, sort of murder, stroke, and suicide. The topics pretty much come up in the same thing. If you Google the incident, you'll get those come up. So that's probably why they did it.
I do wonder, though, how much of that was done out of respect and how much it was to be a bit of a cynical marketing opportunity.
Oh, I hope that's not the case, because that is pretty disgusting.
It would be, yeah, true. I can't help it. I just think that
cynic.
Evil Corp.
Yeah.
Does anyone actually remember the name of the corporation? Did they even say the name of it?
Because they're just E-Corp.
Yeah, I know everyone just calls it Evil Corp, including the employees. I think someone refers to them as
Apple at one point. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it kind of says like Apple or something like that.
No, there's a conversation at one point where one of the guys on their board is saying about he went for a job at Google and a job at Apple and stuff. So I think they're just trying to rule that out and distance themselves from that sort of.
It's not you guys, honest. Yeah,
no. But it might as well be, But yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I liked the fact that when he was doing all his coding stuff, I could sort of identify sort of what he was doing a bit, because I do it myself.
Nice. I couldn't.
So that was all done quite well.
Yeah, it's HTML.
Well, yeah. No, there was lots of command line stuff, and I've started doing a lot more of that at work now. So that was quite cool. But yeah, interested to see where it goes next.
I did find, I mean, I had to get past, once I realised it was like Fight Club, it did kind of taint it for me a little bit, especially during the middle, slower episodes. I kind of, because once I thought, yeah, it's definitely like Fight Club, I started thinking it's probably a bit too much like Fight Club, because you've got the group of people doing Operation Mayhem.
Well, he said the guy that put what's the guy's name that put it all together?
What, the creator of the show? That would be it's an Egyptian chap, and I'm getting there. It's like
T. Carmoon.
It's Sam Esmail.
Yeah, there was a couple of interviews with him about this in particular, about where he draws his influences from, and he said that he wanted to make it as obvious as possible what he was up to.
Oh, okay.
He didn't want to go like, oh, I'm just going to take a little bit of that. He wanted to say, I fucking love Fight Club. This is partly a homage to that, and it's partly a homage to American Psycho.
I was going to say, that's the other half of the show, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, I've forgotten his name already now.
The other guy, I've got it here, don't worry. It's Tyrell.
Tyrell, that's it.
Tyrell,
yeah. I really did not know what the hell to make of him. He was so strange. The bit where he kills the guy's wife on the roof, you kind of realise he's just completely lost control. And then, at the start of it, you think, I thought he was going to be a nemesis for, oh God, I'm really bad with names of this show now at the moment.
Who are you talking to?
The main guy.
Elliot.
Elliot, that's it. I thought he was going to be both a foil and a nemesis. Whereas Elliot's like, the sort of low down working in a small company. This guy was going to be in the big league, but also a kind of hacker. That's why he picked him out. And in a sense, they kind of are. They both have big problems, and they both have this other side to them. So essentially they are, to use a really random reference, they're kind of like the Goku and Vegeta of the series.
Yeah. But, we didn't see what happened to him at the end.
I think I know.
He's in a very interesting situation, though. But he's not at all in the finale. Was he?
I think he is, and that's my theory.
Oh, okay.
So the finale, right at the end, because I thought that I was missing something, because they're sitting there, and he says about how some men just what is it? He says he goes, he's playing whilst he was watching Rome burn.
Yeah, it's all about and it's brilliant. There's so many cool themes that they talk about, like when Christian Slater's having his big old rant at the end in Times Square, and he's talking about how we are just these conduits for marketing, and then they drop all the stuff about Rome. I mean, it's been said in many other places before that our Western society is kind of on the verge of going in a similar direction to the Roman Empire, where they all got lazy and just wanted to be entertained all the time. And I think that's a reference to that. It is definitely a reference to that. But that was a really cool sort of enigmatic way to end it, I thought.
Yeah, his monologue was amazing. Really enjoyed watching that.
I was just surprised when it actually happened. All the things that they kind of lead up to. Normally in that sort of thing, you kind of think there'll be a change of heart or something like that. But no, starting season 2, the world has begun to fall apart.
And the fact that he missed it all as well when it actually went down.
He woke up and it was like,
he's
what?
Totally mental.
I thought I'd fallen asleep for an episode or something, because you had the same. It had the same feeling for you watching it when it's all come to fruition, and he's got no idea that it's fucking happened. So and the way that they shot it, it was very much done from his perspective, wasn't it? And he was finding it out, and I was just like, have I missed something here? What's going? Oh, right, no, I'm not meant to know about this yet, am I?
Yeah.
It was
and then you put the pieces
well
together yourself, and you kind of go, just as he does.
He's like, oh fuck, it's happened.
So I suppose we're going to end up with. I'm sure Christian Slater's not gone. He's not going anywhere. He's going to continue to be like Dexter's dad. He's going to continue to monologue like Dexter. I'm sure they'll probably have some underworld stuff going on, to reference Breaking Bad. I think this show is just like a massive sort of... it's just doing everything right, isn't it? It's firing on all those cylinders.
It's a big homage to some real brilliant pieces of cinema, I think.
Yeah, and TV.
Yeah, and TV.
Yeah, the other one that a lot of people have mentioned is Taxi Driver. I don't really see that so much, but
I can't remember that. But
it's kind of like it's like a modern version, I suppose, of Taxi Driver in that he's all sort of against the system, and I can sort of see where they're coming from with that.
Rather than doing chin-ups, he's practicing his coding.
Yeah, yeah. But no, great show. And
there's some real great. I mean, I love the fact that he'd pretty much hacked everyone. So he'd go into, first of all, I loved when you first start watching it and you think, okay, he's a bit weird in a sort of, I'm going to bring it up again, Donnie Darko sort of way. He's very sort of to himself in his own world. And then he went to that guy and said, you had that weird dodgy web ring and all that. And, I've already called the police. And I kind of thought, oh, he's going to go around helping people.
Yeah.
Then he wasn't. And then you realise, okay, so what's he doing? He's going to join his doomsday kind of cult, not cult, but hacker group.
Well, he is kind of helping people by eliminating all the debt in the world.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a big help for a lot of people.
Yeah,
so,
big time.
it's crazy. He's kind of like, but yeah, I just thought it was brilliant. But that Tyrell, Jesus. Bit where he pays the bum and then just starts beating him up. I was just like, okay, he's definitely the bad guy of the show.
Yeah, I just want to find out what he does next, though. And his fucked up wife as well. Jesus.
Yeah,
the character that really got me was the psycho drug dealer. What was his
name? Yeah. Where he goes, I'm going to hug you, man.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, we like meant to.
And then he goes,
my energy is... You shut up,
God, that was it. And he goes, yeah, see, I told you she was with you the whole time, hands him the keys.
And then she is like all fucking dead in the boot of his car.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that was horrible.
It was
so really upsetting,
as well, wasn't it?
I love the way it didn't actually show it until the end. It was like you see the whole him falling apart and all that, and then just before he kind of closes it, and
I felt a bit like they shouldn't have shown her. I thought it should have been left at that point.
It would have been worse if you didn't see it.
It's like, we're not fucking stupid. We know she's in the boot and she's dead. Yeah. Just leave it there.
Yeah.
But
I think it's just confirmation, because some people might go,
some people might be too stupid. Yeah, you can imagine Twitter the next day. Oh my God, is she dead or what?
Oh, well. Anything else to say about Mr. Robot?
What was it, his friend as well, when she ends up working for Evil Corp?
Oh, yeah, well, that's going to be an interesting thread next season.
That's weird,
I think
isn't it?
she'll probably end up getting Elliot to help her, like, overcome some obstacles in taking them down.
Or she'll probably end up as vice president or something.
I think she's going to become evil. She's going to become one with the Evil Corp.
Yeah, like in...
She's going to be thinking outside of boxes. You can see it starting, though,
because... Yeah, I think John's right, because you can see it when she went to the shoe store. And the guy goes, what kind of cold person are you? She goes, I can go elsewhere. She didn't, like, back off and her own...
And I'll see the pride
didn't kick in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the evil's a defense mechanism for her now.
Yeah.
She's being slowly corrupted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's like she's going to work for the evil company, but the company's going to corrupt her.
It's taken root in her.
Yeah, that's interesting. That they could do some really good stuff with that. They've set it up brilliantly.
Yeah, definitely.
So, cool.
I've got a quick thing. So, I don't know. Any predictions for, like, Series 2?
Well, I reckon Tyrell and Elliot are going to end up forming some kind of reluctant allegiance.
I think they already have.
Yeah,
I think that's my theory.
Yeah, well, he's shown him the setup, hasn't he? And then that's the last I thought we saw of him, was he was...
Yeah, but that's the thing. You have to remember there's also two Elliots. There's Elliot and Mr. Robot. And bearing in mind, Mr. Robot had set all that up before Elliot was aware of it. And then when he wakes up, he's coming out of Tyrell's car, that big Cadillac SUV, and he's just like, how did I get here? What the hell's happened? It's all gone.
Well,
but then you've still got the guy in the mask talking to the people.
Oh, yeah, well, that's him, isn't it?
Whose eye colour has changed.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
I noticed it, but I wasn't sure what it meant, whether it is a different
Tyrell.
You reckon it's Tyrell?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah,
maybe.
I'm
just throwing it out there. That's my theory on it.
Yeah, there's. It's almost like thinking about what would happen in the sequel to Fight Club.
Which I think's happening, isn't it?
There is. They did a graphic novel, but I don't know if that's going to be a movie. It might do. If it did, it'd probably have different people.
Is that right? They did a graphic novel of.
Yeah. I think we talked about it on this very show,
right.
But it was ages ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah, there's all manner of things. It's like I almost don't want to speculate on it too much because I don't want to spoil it.
No, it's true.
But yeah, I did just. I think even if you've got kind of an investigative mind when you watch stuff, I think it would definitely appeal to that. But
I just found it amazing. I mean, the revelations of like his sister, he didn't remember it was his dad. I was just sat there thinking, I'm glad I didn't sort of put it on pause, because I think I messaged you saying that it was really slow around episode 6 or so.
Yeah,
so I wasn't sure what was going to. It almost completely goes off the boil. And then I was kind of thinking I might leave it a few days, but then I went back the next day and just finished it off. So I watched it all in 2 days.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did, because it was just, oh wow, that's really good.
Yeah, I watched about half of it in one day and then sort of caught up over the last few. But no, it was great, and obviously had to wait 2 weeks for the finale. But yeah, understandable. This has been the Not Watching Podcast in partnership with notlistening.co.uk, where you can also hear myself and Ian talk about video games and virtual reality on the Not Playing Podcast. And you can also hear Adam, Ash and Will talk about all manner of funny things on the Not Listening Podcast too. Please email us your thoughts on the show at notwatchingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet or follow us on Twitter at notwatchingpod. You can also find the show notes for this show at notlistening.co.uk. If you're listening to us on iTunes, please do give us a review. And that's all for now. Thanks for listening. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.